Today I'm going to show you how to thicken latex. So this mold that I have before you is made out of latex. This is my first time using latex or any mold making. Generally I just sculpt, but this is my first latex mold. And you can see here, it's pretty thin, and over here it's thick. But the only thing is that latex is a very thin medium and you have to put it on in very thin layers. So what you have to do here, and what I'm going to show you in this video, is how to thicken latex so you don't have to keep layering over and over. Now I put about 10 or 15 coats of latex on this, but the parts where I thickened the latex were in the negative spots where the legs were in the middle of the mouth here. So this mouthpiece right here is a solid piece of latex using the thickener. Right about here you can tell that's the part where I used the thickener. It is kind of cracked and things like that, but that is fine. And if I go along here, you can see where it's been thickened. Now if I turn it upside down or inside out, you should be able to tell where the thickening has been. It's pretty important. And then what I did is I just took scissors and I cut where I thickened the latex. So this made it a lot better than layering so many times that you needed to make a cut. So I did a lot of research, and the thing that I found is this fumed silica thickening filler works pretty well. It's made by latex, and it's fumed silica thickening filler. It's used to thicken and change the viscosity of polyester resin, epoxies, polyurethanes, paints, and acrylics with very little changes to resin weight or color. This thing is extremely light. I believe it was $17, $18. This is the latex that we're using. It's called Holden's Latex HX80A molding compound. So that's what we're going to be using. You're also going to need an empty cup and a way to stir up your mixture. I also recommend using a mask. This is pretty important to deal with the silica, the powder, and any like plaster or whatever. I always recommend using a mask. Also, very important to have latex gloves. I just don't like any of these compounds hitting my hand, so I'm going to use these. Thickening agent here, and that's pretty much what it looks like. Just a bunch of like snow, or it looks like cocaine. And oh, that's exactly what I didn't want it to fly. That's why you need a mask for this. I wish that this thing was not as unyieldy to use. Something. It actually doesn't really go too much into the latex, but it is holding on to my little stirrup thing. We'll need a little bit more. It is becoming pretty chunky. I believe we need a little bit more latex. Chunk. All right. As you can see, I can stick my stir upright and it's not going to go anywhere. This is the sculpture we're going to be doing. So all my coats are in there. The idea is that we're going to put thickening under there, all over here. This is a little bit. We're going to close up the mouth of the alligator. Put it plenty here, plenty over there, all of these spaces. That way when we create the mother mold, we should be able to separate it without pulling too much on these things. It'll make a lot more sense when we're actually casting, because I did cast a sculpture and I'll show you how useful thickening the latex was. So we're going to take our mixture, we're going to start at the mouth like this. we want to close up this negative space. So, and if we need to mix more, we'll mix more. Now let's close up the snake's mouth. That way when we pull on it, it's not going to give you any resistance. And I want to just bring it down, connect it with the neck. And before I started doing the latex stuff, I thought maybe I should get silicone. Silicone is just so much more expensive, but it doesn't require any of this because you can pile it on pretty thick. So that's kind of sealed in there. We can even put a little bit more as it's going up. But I think we're good there. So as you can see, this is how you thicken a sculpture, and it is pretty much a nice little thing to know when you're doing any sort of latex stuff. This way, the next step would be to create a mother mold and subdivide this so we can cast it. But for right now, all you have to do is wait maybe a week or two, let it sit like this in a good place, and you're set to cast more sculptures of this. So the next video I do of this will be to create a mother shell, a mother mold of this, and then some casting. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.